Hello, and welcome back to our never-ending series. I'm trying to make a backup batch file, but I promise this will be it. We'll have it done in very shortly. Now, where we left off was we managed to extract this directory name, and we generalized that whole thing so that it doesn't matter how many levels deep we are. We made a crazy directory. Like that, and ran our thing, which is actually now called my backup. And the thing did this. Actually, there's something we can do about this, all this crazy extra output. If we just want to see this line, and if we go and edit that file, I have something for that. This echo command, that's actually the thing that we wanted to see. Each of these commands sort of has a hidden echo with it. Let's say, if you look at the screen here, they're not echoed on this side, but they're being echoed to the command line. And we can turn that off. That's a feature somebody invented. And the way to turn it off is quite simple. You just put this little @ sign and type echo. Maybe use small letters. Echo, CHO, off. Now it's off. Now the thing about this echo off is it has a problem, but we won't worry about that right now. So we should only see now the things that we want to have echo. I'll try it. My backup. There. See? And that's it. Nice and clear. And if you need to see the lines, you can turn that thing back on again. Okay. So, I'm going to get rid of that. That gets rid of the whole directory tree. Let's see now. What next? Okay, so now all we need to do is turn this script into what we want. Going back to the original folder, we wanted to do this excluding thing. We wanted to exclude int jump. Okay, and it took me a while because I kept misreading the help, and I'm not going to go through all the bugs and errors. If you read this carefully, I thought this was a list of files to be excluded, but that's not what it is. You have to read this, you have to actually read the English. It's a list of files containing string. Each string on a separate line, and any strings that match any part of the absolute path of the file to be copied won't be copied. That is, it's not these files aren't a list of files not to be excluded, but a list of files containing the patterns of files to be excluded. Basically, in other words, this. I'm going to give it the same name as I did before. It's the Xcopy things that I want excluded. No extension. Int jump. Anything that matches that pattern, I want excluded. Well, I also want to exclude this guy. But I could try hiding it, which was what I did. Well, I don't want to see it anyway. but I decided it certainly doesn't hurt to include it. So actually, I can just tack that onto the end of itself. So, alright, there it is. So now it's including himself. If you don't know what I did there, these little double arrows append to a file. Echo just echoes strings. So the echo thing made a string come, and using the redirection feature, put that into this file. But unlike the normal case with one arrow, it didn't destroy the original content. It just appended whatever came out from here into here. Now if I put something else, it doesn't have to be that word. Hello there. See? It appends to a file if there's two, if it's a double arrow, which is a really helpful feature because you can create files without having to even use an editor. And that's a hint as to how I do these funny moving around things. You know, this. I create files this way. That is, go to some directory. There are lots of directories. Let's see. Program. I'm just going to create try to find some place, something that be difficult to. Okay, here's a big long directory name. I don't want to have to even remember the name. So what I would do is using my script that I have, I can say mark, like put a mark here, and give a name. And let's say I want to call this KD for Khmer Dictionary. Okay. And now, if I go away, make sure that it hasn't been remembered there. And here we are back where we were. Now, just by typing KD, takes me back there. And the way I do that is using that double arrow thing. Okay. Also, during my tests, I ran the backup, so all of these have had the archive attribute set. So I've got to put that attribute back. Okay, that was sitting in. It's okay, that one's excluded anyway. Everything now should have the A attribute set. That means archive. And now we want to build our program, build our batch script. So we're almost there. Now that's actually now the exclusion thing is going to work. So what we do, my backup. What we want is, instead of echoing things, let's give this a decent name, like do the backup. And I'm mixing uppers and lowers. I try to remain consistent with these. All up or all low, not in between. Okay. So first thing on entry here, it'll jump down here. Now this thing figures out the name of where we want to go. And what we want to do is use the Xcopy command, and we need the right switches. One of them was the M. Now I want capitals. It's capitals in the help file, so we'll use capitals for the switch. M was the one that turns the archive bit on and off. We want to do recursive, and we want to do the exclude, and we have the name of our file. Okay, and that should be good so far. And the source directory is the current directory. We could maybe find add something to this file later on if we want to do it from a different directory. And the destination, well, for the destination, I told you where it was, but I'm going to make that a variable so that we're not going to go messing up our Dropbox right away. We'll test it first. So, actually, let me just convert all of this to uppercase. Ugly. I have a script for everything. Now, what's that one called? Upper F. Alright. Okay, better. Now, I'm going to make this into a variable name. Make up any kind of name, like destination. Dest equals. Now we want it to go to the real Dropbox. So where we really want it to go is D. Dropbox. Don't ask me why. I'm okay with the mixture here because this is a path, so that's okay. But I don't really want to set it there right away. I want to put it in some dumb place and make sure that it all works first. So that's why I made it a variable, because then we could quickly set it back to what it should be and not change anything else. So where are we going to put it? Where are we going to make our test? Well, let's just off the root here. Anything. Boo-boo. Boo-boos, in case we make a mistake and we don't know if that directory exists, but the thing should create the whole tree and everything for it. They go drop the thing. Okay. Fair enough. That's the destination folder. And this is the real one. Okay. Now, so that's where we're going, to desk. So, we put that here. Now, to get that string back out, you have to put percents around it. This is setting a variable name, and this is taking it back out. Otherwise, without the percents, it just says desk. And then slash. And this is the thing we figured out that gives us the name of our directory. And then you have to put a slash to indicate that this is actually a directory. Now there was one or two other flags we needed. something else. Oh yeah, I want this. I want it to show everything. I don't want to be in the dark. So we'll put that like that. And then I wanted to split it up. You don't have to do this step first, but this step, the first step, only makes the directory structure. So we can run this part kind of safely and see if that works before moving any files. So this is sort of a test of the test. And then the next line, we just remove this part and it should work. So let's try it like this first. Okay, my backup. No, it didn't move anything. It shouldn't have, but that it should have created that directory structure. And there's boo-boos. There's that weirdo directory name I made up. There's our directory. And there are the 3 directories we want, and excluding the one we don't want. See, there's only 3. Now under bin here, there should be one more, and there it is. So we can see that that part works. I didn't copy anything, so this all these attributes should be the same. True. So it's working. Looks like it's working. Where's our edit? EV, where are you? Yeah. So the next line here, even though it's possible to combine this T and the copy all together, this next line now will just do the copy the first time. And if we run it again, it shouldn't copy anything. So let's run it. Okay, copied a bunch of things, and you can see where they started from and where they went. And these are correct. Should have put a mark on that one. See, this is the same structure. Now we got all the files. It's all there. So it's working. Now if I run it again, nothing, it shouldn't copy anything. And it didn't. And that's what we want. So that's it. Essentially, there's nothing more to it except changing the destination. You'll notice that, whoops, the only thing left with an attribute thing here is the one that wasn't copied. Now I didn't actually tell you that this archive bit has a meaning. In fact, that meaning is what we're using it for in this backup. Right? If I edit one of these files, suppose I edit that. Now, this is sort of saying, okay, this file is ready to be archived. And then if I run my backup, yeah. So actually, we can get rid of that question too if we want. And I want to get rid of that question, so we need a /y, I think. So let's fix it up one more thing. Just double check that. Verify. Yeah. Slash y. Causes, so this causes prompting, and this suppresses. Okay, so that's fine. So I'll do it, I'll edit a different form. So now, if I run it this time, it'll again do the same thing, but this time it's not going to bother me with a question. Oops. And shouldn't have. Oh, maybe I no. Maybe I need it on both. I don't think so. But you never know. Okay, I guess you need it on both. So that's it. It's done. And now it won't do anything until I make a change. And when I need to back things up, it'll only back up the things that I've changed. And there you go. As for some of those other little gimmicks and things, they'll come up in other lessons, I guess. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.